Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Danielle. I'm an American expat living in Germany, and as you can see, we are back from holiday. We had a really great getaway, but I have to say it felt really short. It was just for barely even a week. Today's video is going to be a little story time. It's going to be about sort of the stepping stones as to why I ended up staying in Germany, because believe it or not, let's just go ahead and start with the fact that I would say after the first several months, I was pretty keen on going back to California. So we arrived in Germany back in 2009 in the fall. It was going to be quite a sleepy time in our lives, as I've said a few times, and we ended up staying with my in-laws for a little while, and then we got our own place where he was finishing off his studies in Deggendorf. It was going to be my first official, I guess, proper winter. Part of me was really excited about it because I had never experienced any long edge of winter kind of thing before. There was a lot more to it than just the cold weather. Obviously, it was the fact that I was away from home and I didn't speak the language, and it felt like there was a lot that I needed to do and a lot that I needed to learn. And at the time, in that area, there wasn't like a huge English speaking community, at least not at the time. There was a couple of German courses which were full, so we spent like a few months of me just like basically doing nothing, and I went from like a really busy city life to like just hanging out in a little apartment, going shopping every now and again in a little town in Germany while my husband finished his studies. It was already around spring and summer where it was just taking forever for it to feel like it was starting to warm up as well, that I was just like, you know what, this is it. I've had enough. I just can't take it anymore. I want to go home. I want to go back to studying. I want to go back to my family. Enough is enough. I think that he really wanted to stay home and just give it a longer trial, because we had given like an entire year to San Francisco, and then here I was like 6 months into Germany, just like. So the time it really made a turnaround, there was one sort of pivotal time when it's finally started kind of coming into a warmer part of the year, and we went to a place called the Petersburg Elm, which is a place that we actually just visited again. It's not actually in Germany, it's in Austria, but it's like super duper close. And I wasn't that good at hiking at the time. I still am not really that good of a hiker, like when it comes to downhill, but uphill I have quite a lot of endurance at least. But like at the time I couldn't really do much. I guess you could say I was still like in the process of losing a lot of weight from my time in San Francisco. It's really great for beginners, and even though you're in the valley, like you're not like actually hiking, you feel really like engulfed in the mountains, and there's like waterfall after waterfall, and it's just really beautiful. And then when you get there, you're in this like meadowy valley, like this meadowy mountain valley, and it's got this amazing view. So it's really beautiful up there. And the first time I was there, I was really lucky too. I was already vegetarian at the time. There were these cows like just free roaming in the mountain. I had to go make friends with them and give them a cuddle, and they were just so like calm, and you can tell that they were really well taken care of, because they were a little startled by me, but like generally speaking, they were just like, you know, kind of coming towards me, and it was just like totally magical day. That was like the first time I really felt like I sort of fit in in this area. I was like, you know, maybe I can do this. I wasn't like 100% sold at that point on the idea of staying, but I was like, there might be something really beautiful about this life. So that was one of the big pivotal points, and we've made several trips back to that place, and I would highly recommend it if you go. There's also a restaurant up there, and they sell like traditional stuff. They don't really sell things that I would eat now as a vegan, but there's some salad. So that was probably like the biggest moment like in my, I guess, like Germany, Austria experience, I guess you can say, where I felt like a little bit more at home. And then there came, I mean, it's still like the mountains and all that stuff still feels very foreign to me, and that's really exciting. I've got to say, I'm more comfortable at sea level I absolutely love the ocean. Then after that came a lot of adventure, and that's probably what sold me the most, is the fact that I could go back to sea level and see all of these amazing places like Italy and France. You get all of this holiday time here in Germany. Like, they get like 6 weeks out of the year. It depends on the company you work for, but Johannes gets like 6 weeks. And in America, you don't get a lot. And I was like, yeah, I think I could do that. I could do that kind of holidaying. And this was before we moved to Munich. We did like Cinque Terre, we went to Corsica. I had even in the spring, we did Rome, Assisi, Paris. We did a lot of travel, okay? So the traveling and the nature, then things definitely got more comfortable once I moved to Munich and I started my German courses right away. There was no waiting list. And I was making friends and expat friends and even some German friends. I'm making a video. Here's Leia. The things just finally started looking up. It took a very long time. It was a very slow process, and there were still a lot of struggles even after we moved to Munich. And then what really made me final on it was when we were thinking about whether or not we wanted to start a family. And you get all of these benefits for having a family. I knew that I could be a stay-at-home mom pretty easily. So I was like, yeah, I think that we're definitely going to settle here for quite a while and pop a few kids out here, which we ended up doing, as you can see. Here's one of them. So, you know, that was definitely, I would say that was probably all of the main points as to what made me stay. They still are the primary reasons we do stay here. Is for just, it's easy for me to stay at home, be a stay-at-home mom, be with the kids. But at the same time, I have really enjoyed being able to spread my wings a little bit because we have really good, it's pretty cheap to put your kids in kindergarten. As soon as things settle down, hopefully we'll have Darian involved in a kindergarten as well. And I'll be back to doulaing and figuring out my path. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little story time. It's definitely not an easy decision, but here we are, 10 years down the road, still here. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you're new here, subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you are an expat living in Germany, what your biggest struggles are, or if you want to go home, or what's making you stay. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!
On this journey, what are we saying? Making excuses, no, tell all the people